Hi, welcome to guys. I'm Whitey. I'm going to talk a little bit, just a few minutes about the Alec Baldwin thing. FBI came out with results of the investigation. We already knew that Alec Baldwin had to pull the trigger on the gun in regards to the Rush shooting. If somehow you're not familiar, Alec Baldwin, big name actor, is making this western called Rust. And while they were setting up a shot in a church where a shootout's going to happen, I'm going to turn this off. Hello. Um, he was sitting there, according to him, clicking the hammer back on this old pistol, six-cylinder Army Colt revolver, and he was, according to him, he's talking to the cinematographer, and he's saying, can you see this? Can you see this? Pulling the hammer back, and we let the pistol go. It went forward, struck the bullet discharged, it shot the director of photography, went through her, and hit the director standing right behind her. And he said he let the hammer go, and the firearm discharged, and then he had no idea what just happened. Um, the FBI is now coming out and saying a lot of firearm experts and just people with guns been saying the whole time it doesn't work like that. When you cock it back, there's safety mechanisms. You cock it back, and the hammer just sits there. There's a block in there that won't let it go forward. You click it back 4 times, and you got to pull the trigger for that hammer to come down to fire. I don't know enough about. I agree. That's to my knowledge, that's accurate. So when he says he never pulled the trigger, people are going, huh? Why would he do that? And then when he says he didn't understand that she'd even been shot, it's like, how do you miss that? You know, so very bizarre and very odd what he said. Um, Maybe he's lying. Maybe, but I have a hard time believe he intended to kill this person. Why? You're making a movie, and how are you going to get away with that one? But I think Alec Baldwin, here's my 2 cents. Alec Baldwin is an idiot. I don't think anybody's going to debate me on that one. Fine actor, complete moron. And I think this happened. He hit the panic button and started spewing out a bunch of bullshit that everybody's going to look right through. Because, violence is the last refuge of the incompetent. He's too incompetent to get out, so he's bullshitting, trying to save his ass. But the thing is, it's a mute point if there's no if because the assistant DP said he got handed was a clean pistol, meaning there's nothing in it. And so if there's no bullet in there, whether it's a blank, whether it's a dummy round, or there's just nothing in the cylinders, so what? Nobody gets hurt. Oh, that's silly. Why did it do that? The imperative thing is that there was a live round in there on a movie set where it shouldn't be there. And so I'm looking at the armorer, the young lady who put the bullet in there, going, "Why did you have a live round on set? Why didn't you check this? Your job, lady. Why didn't get done?" That's the issue. So Alec Baldwin, as now, it gets complex because he's both the producer and an actor. So is his role to hire these people? It shouldn't be. He's a line. You should have a line producer who does all that. If you're an actor on a film, you got your hands full. If you're the director, you got your hands full. You're the DP, you got your hands full. You don't have time to pay attention to all this other stuff. Somebody else has to do that. It's not your job to sit there and go and make sure the bullets are safe and you're handing someone a loaded firearm or you're not. Are these dummy rounds? Are these blanks? That's why you have the armorer. That's why you have safety personnel because that's their job. Because everybody else is too busy setting up the shots and the lighting, and the actors are too busy getting into character, and I need to find my character and all that stuff. You as the actor don't have time to go through and make sure all these bullets are, so you fire a bunch of rounds, you reset everything, you reload the gun, you do a bunch more takes. You need to be focused on character and who's your character and character's motivation. And the DP is looking at the lighting and are we in 50? Are we in Super 35? The director's looking at the monitor. How does this look? You got your hands full of what you're doing. That's why the armorer and the safety people and the sun corners, why they have their jobs, because that's their jobs. The safety person makes sure that everybody's safe. But they're also, Alec Baldwin is doing both. So If he's too busy as an actor, yeah, you write the check and yeah, you look over some of the bigger stuff. This is how we want to shoot this shot. But you then have a second line producer to handle all these things because you're too busy. If you double dip and you do it this way, this is what happens. When you're trying to do multiple jobs at once, somebody slips a live round in there, you didn't notice it, and somebody ends up dead. The artists have to be paying attention to the art. The firearms expert, the armorer, has to be paying attention to the firearms safety. So they hired a young lady who didn't know what she was doing. She was beyond her depth. And this is what happens when you do that. When you cut corners, when you cut down staff, and there's a lot of rumors about that happening. So to what degree is Alec Baldwin in legal trouble? Well, he's not guilty of murder 1 or 2 because there was no intent, and good luck proving it. But is he in trouble for manslaughter? Did he? Sorry, I'm cleaning up. I'm doing this on my 1 day off this week. I'm trying to cover a lot of bases, just like Alec Baldwin. Huh. So, is he culpable? Is he legally culpable for some manslaughter charge of some degree? I need more details. I'm not a lawyer. I was a political science major. I know some things, but I dabble. I'm not the expert. Um, Based on what I've heard, to me, it's on the armorer. The key thing is there's a live bullet in that chamber when it's not, and cylinder rather, when it's not supposed to be. Who put it there? That's the question. If there's no live bullet in there, it doesn't. Nothing else is relevant. So if I'm the lawyer in Alec Baldwin's corner, that's my defense. If that's a dummy round, if that's a blank, if there's nothing in the cylinders, we're not having this conversation. So who put that in there? The armorer. That's who's should be in some serious trouble. Alec Baldwin maybe gets a very, very lesser charge of manslaughter, but there's going to be an interesting legal argument here if they press charges. But who put that live round in the cylinder? So did Alec Baldwin pull the trigger? If there's nothing in the gun, it doesn't matter. Why did he lie about it is curious. The only way he's in some trouble is if he put that bullet in there. But now you're looking at murder 1. So it's unless this is an out and out murder charge, he's looking at and so I get it when people are like, okay, something happened here. Why would he murder the DP? Or maybe he was trying to kill the director. It gets curious. It's interesting, but who put the bullet in the gun is the key thing in my opinion. Not so assuming this is not some kind of conspiracy, assuming there's no murder there, some dipshit actor was sitting there tinkering with the gun trying to get a shot right. That's what he's supposed to do. He's the actor. He's not, and people say, well, when you fire a firearm, it's up to you to make sure it's safe. If it's a toy gun on a set, no, it's not. He's not the one saying, hand me some ammo. Someone's coming to hear him and saying, here's your ammo. That's not his job. His job is to act. I don't know what people find hard about that. So, unless there's a conspiracy at play, which I have no idea, if he's just an actor being an actor, he's not at fault here. Because it's not his job. That's the armorer's job. So so somebody puts a live round in there. The armorer's got to catch that for this reason. This is why. This is why you have an armorer. This is why you want somebody with 15 years experience to make sure nobody just got handed a live round when the actors and the directors and DP they're too busy doing their jobs to pay attention to this stuff. That's why the job exists. So that armorer should be in some seriously deep shit. That's a manslaughter. That's manslaughter open and shut. You weren't doing your job. Someone died as a consequence. What degree of manslaughter? I don't know. They're in New Mexico. I don't know. Well, New Mexico manslaughter laws. But you definitely look at a manslaughter case right there. Alec Baldwin, if he's just functioning as an actor, he's not at fault at all. But it is curious because he's acting suspicious, but that's circumstantial. That's not fact. Okay? He said he didn't pull the trigger when he clearly pulled the trigger. It's a mute point if there's no bullet in there. Because the bullet's in there, only then is it relevant. Again, that's the armor. So that's my 2 cents on the Alec Baldwin thing. He's worthless, Alec Baldwin. You work with the guy, you're going to get shot because he's an idiot. What can you do? Whitey White Guy Show. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.